Hi all, this is Josh Grow with World Compassion Network. Hey, thanks again for coming by and checking out the website. I'm anticipating that there are people here for a variety of reasons. I don't know why God brought you here. Some may be considering going on future missions trips with us. Others may be just reminiscing who've gone with us in the past. And we want to say that everyone's welcome and we're glad that you're here. What we're doing here is just to provide you a little bit of visual of what our family-to-family missions trips look like. This is a good picture of week one. It was led by Leroy Crane, and we had individuals from Texas, individuals from Indiana. In fact, we get quite a variety. Here's a good picture of week two, led by Dick Armington. This week also included a group from River Valley, as well as Ohio, the Hershey clan. Love them. Here's a good look at week three, and this was led by Greg Rowan. Week four, led by Denny Fuller, and we had our Clarksville contingency who was with us here, so it was great to have them. Here's a good look at our warehouse. All those boxes that you see us talking about and collecting at the different churches, this is where they end up. And although this is not the only place we distribute, this is our primary area. And you can see the warehouse is full at this point. This was 2 days before week one started, and we have about 1,400 boxes that we then distribute over the next 4-week period. This then is the sorting process. What we ask people to do is to bring 2 suitcases, one filled with their own belongings, the second then filled with giveaway items. So people bring toys and books and Bibles, all kinds of stuff. And so that first day, in order to make some order and organization out of that, we sort them. This is what we call the line. On a typical day, we have 2 distributions, so we count how many boxes we need. We then load up the bus. Typically it's the bus, depending on where we are. Sometimes we're at more remote locations. So in this shot you can see on one day we had a mountain distribution, so we had to travel in 4x4s. Always an exciting day. Actually, we had just a fabulous time. We did that 3 out of the 4 weeks. And then what we do is once we get to the location, the first thing we do is we celebrate with the people. And I tell you what, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. These people lack in so many ways, but those that are Christians, their faith has been honed and purified through adversity, and you see that when we celebrate. So we always have a good time. There's a good picture of Joanna, a picture of some of the kids that are involved. And then typically what we do, this is not forced on anyone, but we ask someone from the group to give their testimony. And that can be as simple as why you're down there. It can be what God is doing in your life. It can be anything that you want to talk about, but it's a good way that we relate to the people. So when that is complete, when we're done with the testimony and the celebration, we then unload. Sometimes it's in churches, sometimes it's in very remote locations like the one you see here. And unloading can be a logistical challenge, but oftentimes the locals will jump in and help. So again, it's a cool way that we can connect with them. This is what our distribution line looks like. We lay out all our boxes. We try to have organization from children's clothes to adults to male, female. And as you travel down the line, then you can see that we often have shoes, personal hygiene things like toothbrushes and toothpaste. And then at the end of that, we have our family-to-family food boxes. There's a good shot of Leon handing out a toy. And then the rest of the time is just relating to the people. You know, you play with the kids, you talk to the adults. We do anything we can to interact with them. And it is a very, very special time. What you end up realizing, there's a good shot of the girls painting nails. What you end up realizing is there are no differences. The only difference is the finance. And I know many who are considering going on these may be thinking, well, what do I have to offer? I don't speak Spanish. If you can show kindness, if you can show God's love to someone in need, then you are perfect for the job. Never doubt what God can do through you, even breaking through that language barrier. It has no bearing. Here's another cool thing that we added this year. A good friend, Dick Armington, had recommended this. This is a home visit. And what we do is we actually go home with some of the families that we've distributed boxes to. And these can be heartbreaking visits, but they are incredibly impactful to see how these people live. Here's a good shot of a woman showing us, demonstrating how she washes her clothes. And what I love about this shot is in the background you can see a family-to-family basket that she is still using from the previous year. Also this year, one of the things we tried to include for each week was a visit to an orphanage. Here was a boys' home. And again, it's just an opportunity for us to show God's grace to these individuals. And we bring bulk food and flour and rice, anything we can do to help. And it's just a great time. You can see everyone's having a really good time. Here's a shot of our baptisms. And I included several of these on this because these are incredibly important to me. It's a symbol at the end of the week after we've done so much, after God has changed the way that we think. People are overflowing with His grace and His Spirit. And it's very common that they want to do something outwardly to demonstrate that inward change. And that's the baptisms that take place. So we love that part. It's just an incredible part of the week. Here's a good shot of Tella. This is our very last day after working hard all week and doing our distributions. We have a time then to just enjoy each other and to relax, to kind of think through the week and all the blessings that God has given us. And it's just a beautiful time to hang out with each other. That night also then we go to Pastor Misiel's church, and look at the size of this, 25,000. It is an incredible thing to hear, to be in this place celebrating with 25,000 Honduran individuals singing at the top of their lungs. Pastor Misiel's church literally has to be experienced to be understood. Words just don't do it justice. And finally, this brings us to our last point, and that is our ultimate goal here at World Compassion Network is to deepen relationships. And that often starts with the group dynamic, the people that you travel with down there. Because you have a common goal, because there is a common spirit who is leading us on these missions trips, there's a depth of intimacy that develops almost immediately in many of the groups, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's not friendships that last for a month or a week, it's friendships that last for eternity, because that's what our work is about. And here's a good shot of Angelica, and we have Caesar and Archie and Juan Ramon, and these are not just our helpers, guys, or our translators. They quite literally become family to us, and we are thankful that God has put them in our lives. And ultimately, for each who go on these trips with us, our goal is that you develop a deeper intimacy and a deeper relationship with God. And God tells us in His Word in 1 John chapter 3, verse 18, "Dear children, let us not love with words or in tongue, but in actions and in truth." And that is our ultimate goal here at World Compassion Network, to love people with our lives. And we want to teach others to do the same. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. We would love for you to come on one of our trips. God bless.